What's up, y'all? Welcome to the On the Come Up podcast, where creative entrepreneurs share their come up journeys that turn their passions into success. I'm your host, Kimberly, so let's get started. What's up, guys? We are back with another episode on the Come Up podcast. Today, our guest is, go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Gianina Linda, the Gianina on Instagram.
Gia, what do you do?
I'm a actor and a model, mainly is what I do. They've been trying to throw me into more things, but for now, that's what I'm doing.
It's like, let's take it easy real quick.
Yeah.
You're signed with Clutts and J3 Productions?
Yes. J3 Productions is my mother agent / manager. So he gets me like all of the agents. So I am signed to Clutts, but I just signed to Tandem in New York, and I signed to Envy in LA. So he kind of connects me with agents that are not in my region.
Oh, congrats to you. Was
Thank
that
you.
recently?
Yes, that's very recent, like last week recent.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
How does that work? Do they pay you to travel, or is it like some?
Like for agents? So okay.
If you have the job in LA or New York, because I know some pay and some it's like local.
Yeah,
hire.
it really depends. The agents themselves don't pay us anything. Like they don't pay you anything. The way that they get the money is they'll get like people who are putting up a commercial, like Macy's will contact my agents, be like, hey, we need some models for this Macy campaign. Mm-hmm. Do you have anybody that looks like this? They'll send them the roster of all the people that they have that fit that description. And from there, they'll be like, oh, okay, we want, like, say they just picked me, right? Gianina. We're going to offer her, for a Macy's campaign, it'd probably be around like $5,000. I'm not even going to hold you. It's like $5,000 plus the 20% for the agency fee, plus like usage or whatever. So you can get like incentives in the mail, like after the fact of the thing. But yeah, it's usually just that. So it's like for LA and New York, I have to put that I am in that state. Like I'm a local hire is what they say.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's good information for you guys that actually don't know that.
Yeah.
So I knew that, but I just wanted you to like be able to tell people who don't know that.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a learning process for sure.
Mm-hmm.
To get signed to 2 new agencies, like in the matter of like less than a year.
That's big.
And it's just a lot to manage.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I'm from El Paso. Like I'm from a small town. There's not very many things going on there. So like moving here and then just everything kind of happening like really fast, like all within the span of 3 years, it was like, oh shoot, you know?
Is that how long you've been here?
Yeah, I've only been in Dallas for 3 years, or the DFW area for 3 years.
So what made you move?
Well, okay, so honestly, COVID, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like everybody kind of had like a career shift during COVID. So like most people, I also kind of had a career shift, I guess, so to speak. I went to Lubbock for school and I absolutely hated it. It was during COVID because I graduated 2020 and it was horrible. Like it was the worst year of my life. Like it was so bad. And I told my mom, I was like, hey girl, like I'm real depressed out here. Like I cannot do this anymore. Like, you know, like I can't do this. Like I'm a city girl. You
right.
know?
Lubbock is like,
yeah.
I believe, well, I've never been, but just I feel like it's like a bunch of country.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I love country. Like I'm from El Paso, so like there's a lot of ranches and stuff, but that was just different. Like that was nothing that I was used to. And she was like, okay, well, what do you want to do? Like you can't just not have a plan. And I was like, well, I kind of want to start acting. And she was like, yeah, you're crazy. Because mind you, my mom is Mexican. So she's like, no, ma'am. Like you're going to get a corporate job. You're going to go to college. You're going to do this and that. And I mean,
that's our old-fashioned parents. Same with mine. Yeah.
So I just like fought it so hard, and I was like, please. She's like, okay, fine. So then I moved out here, went to acting school, got signed to Clutts, and then they also do modeling, so I had to start modeling, and then that's how I started modeling.
Was modeling something you always wanted to pursue, or was it just like something was like out the blue?
I mean, I feel like I said, I'm from El Paso, so I'm not that tall. But to people in El Paso, I'm a giant. So like everywhere I would go, people were like, oh, you should model. You should be a model. Like you should be a model. So it's definitely something I thought about. But I was like, I'm not gonna make any money. Like,
'Cause
how
You're tall for Hispanic because a lot of Hispanics are on the shorter side,
Yeah.
men and women.
Yeah. So out there, I'm like a giant. Like,
Mhm.
like in El Paso, they're like, oh my God, you know?
Right.
And here I go to like a model call and I'm like the shortest one. So it's like, you know, but it was always something that was in the back of my mind. My mom was a model. She modeled for Mary Kay when she was like, you know, having
Mhm.
fun and stuff. So she would always tell me about it. And it was like something that I thought was only a hobby. I didn't know it was like a career. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it's kind of cool.
Is this something that you do full time?
Yeah, I do this full time. I don't do anything else. It's a good and a bad thing. Because I'm signed to 3 agencies, I have to stay available all the time. Like,
Mhm.
I can get a text right now from Willie being like, hey, baby, what are you doing tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning? Because I need you to be here at this time. And they're paying this much. I'm going to be like, oh, okay, yeah, for sure, I'll go. Like,
Mhm.
or same thing with my agent. Like, Clutts will be like, hey, can you be in Austin tomorrow? Or like, hey, for like a previous shoot, like I did one for, what's that, Mexican like fast food restaurant, something campero, pollo campero, I think, something like that. I don't know, something like that. But they were like, oh, they need to do cleanup shots, like, and this is something I did 2, 3, 4 months ago. And they're like, just now being like, hey, they need to do some cleanup shots, like, can you come on Wednesday? It's like, if I have a 9 to 5, I can't do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like a good and a bad thing, because don't get me wrong, like these jobs do pay well. I'm getting like good money, but it's not constant. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not.
It's not like a check
Like
that
a
I
paycheck
get.
you'll get every 2 weeks, right?
Exactly, where it's like, I know I'm going to get this much money this month. I can spend this much money, and I can save this much money for rent and blah, 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 blah. It's like you're kind of playing with fire a little bit, but I'm in a good position financially to where I'm able to not have to work full time. So, you know, if I do want money for like, I'm going to go out of town or something, I want to save some money, like, I'll do like substitute teaching. That's a good thing for y'all to do, because you can pick your own schedule and it doesn't pay bad. So like if you need something and you need money and you're like, hey, I want a job that will work with what I want to do, like actually want to do with my life, like being an actor or model, substitute teaching, I always tell people like, you should do it because you pick your own schedule. So
Right. What were the biggest like challenges you faced early on in modeling?
Okay, well, early on, when I was like studying my career and I guess like the entertainment business in a whole, my mom actually passed away. So this was like, I was like 18. Should we stop?
No, it's okay.
Okay, sorry. I was 18 when she started getting sick. So I was in college, like studying to be an actor and stuff, but I didn't think it was going to be something, you know, where it was like, I don't think it was anything serious. Like you never really want anything like that to happen, obviously. So I was like just trying to go on with my career. And then she ended up passing away like a few months before I graduated from acting school. And at that point was really when it was like, okay, what am I going to do? You know, like, is this going to be something where it's going to affect me in a way where it's like, I give up, like I go back home and I do this and blah, blah, blah. Like, or am I going to take this, what just happened to me? Like, cause it was a hard time, you know, I did take a break from school for a little bit, but I ended up graduating anyways. But yeah, it was like, do I go forward from this or am I going to go back? And it was like, you know, she didn't sacrifice all of what she sacrificed for me to just be like, whatever. Like, I'm gonna just give up, you know? So it kind of like made me.
It kind of motivated you.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
How do you think like social media has influenced like modeling, your modeling and acting career? Has it, like, do you think it's important for models to have like a strong online presence?
Now, yeah, 100%. Like if you don't have a strong online social media presence, people are not going to pay attention to you. And it's very unfortunate. But I mean, at the same time, I like, when you asked me to do this, I was very excited because it's like, I like showing people you don't have to have like 10K, 50K, 60K followers to be working and successful model and actor in the industry. Like I only have like 2,000 followers.
Same.
You know what I mean? And I'm probably getting paid more than these girls who have like 60,000 followers. You know what I mean? It's just like, it doesn't really matter. It's like quality that you put out. That's what my girlfriend always says. She's like, quality is more important than quantity. So I'm like, okay, I gotta keep telling myself that, because you can beat yourself up when you see people like growing so fast and you're like, bro, I'm doing everything I can. Like I'm posting every day, and it's like, it makes you like discouraged. But hey, I mean, I did it. So.
Right. I think it's hard to not like kind of compare yourself, especially on social media.
Yeah. But it is important.
But it also is important to showcase yourself on social media.
Oh, for
as
sure.
best as you can.
For sure. Yeah. And it's like, you got to be careful what you post, because it'll present you a certain way towards people, like, and that they don't forget. Like people might think they forget, but they don't forget. And digital imprint is real. Like a digital footprint is real. So like you put something out there and you're like, oh, I'm gonna rebrand. Some people are gonna be like, girl, remember when you were doing all this crazy stuff? Like like what are you trying to do being unprofessional right now? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because once it's on the internet, like it stays there.
Yeah.
How do you stay motivated and like maintain your confidence seeing all this stuff every day?
I'm honestly not that confident of a person. Like I'm confident, don't get me wrong, I'm very confident like in myself and my work and stuff like that. But as far as like social media, like that shit, oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Like that stuff really just affects my mental, to the point where sometimes like I'll post a picture and just turn my phone off. Like I won't look at social media, I won't do anything. And it's like, you can't do that. Like honestly, the best way that I have found to stay motivated, like with social media and stuff, instead of looking at your following, look at like your analytics. Look at that. You see like the growth. So you can see some growth, you know what I mean? Even if it's not growing and it like plummets down, it'll show you around where it went down, so where you can like fix it. You know what I mean? Because like how many people are following you is not something that you can fix. Like I wish I could. I mean, you could buy your followers, but like that's
like, let's be for real though.
You don't want to do that. It messes up your Instagram. Like you don't want to do that. So like that's something you can't control. But what you're posting and what posts people like, you can control that, and that like will help you grow your social media. Like you can't just keep getting mad at stuff that you can't control.
Correct. Yeah. What would you say is your favorite part about the whole modeling and acting?
I love meeting people. Like, and I'm a talker. I'm a certified yapper. So I'm going to talk your ear off. Like, and I want to also hear things. Like, I like hearing people's like crazy stories. And actors and models are some of the most like insane people I've ever met in my life. Like, they're so unhinged. There's no cares in the world. Like, so free spoken. You know what I mean? Especially actors. Like, they're so funny. Like, just the stuff that they say. I love meeting people. It's just so much fun.
Do you ever go to like networking events?
I do. There hasn't been very many that I know of, but I do go to networking events. It was something that I was doing a lot more when I first moved out here, because I didn't know anyone. And, you know, there's a lot of people out here. So I was like, I need to let people see me, you know, and let them know like, hey, this is something I want to do. I'm here in the industry. Like, and that's like one of the best ways to like grow yourself too, is to meet people, because you can have degrees, you can have all that, but like everybody says like it's who you know.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've heard that plenty of times.
So that was like something that I did when I first came out here more, but I should probably start doing it more again.
Where do you see like your modeling career going in the next few years? Because you've only been doing it for what, 4 years?
Professionally, I got signed to Clutts. It's gonna be 2 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like professionally, like getting paid and stuff. It's gonna be 2 years. Yeah. Sorry, I don't know what the original question was.
Where do you see your? It's okay. Where do you see your modeling career going in the next few years?
Oh, okay. In the next few years, I want to just keep going, keep showing other like Hispanic women, Mexican women that like we can also be models. We can also be models. It doesn't matter that you're short. There's such thing as print. That's a good way to make money. Like, there's not very much Hispanic representation in the modeling industry. When I say not very much, I mean like slim to none, you know. I'm also Black, so it's like I also want to put on for the Black girls, you know what I mean? Like keep pushing that narrative that like Black is beautiful, like being brown is beautiful. And I feel like if I keep doing that, I mean, that's something that I can control, you know,
Right,
keep on working, keep on like putting my best foot forward, showing nothing but positivity, like not listening to anybody that's trying to be negative and stuff like that. Like that's all I'm trying to do. Because in the next 5 years, girl, I want to be in a house. Like I want this to be my sole source of income. Like no side hustles. You know, this is it. Like I want it to just be modeling and acting.
Yeah, I noticed like if y'all go look at her Instagram, it will be tagged in the bottom. I noticed on your Instagram for like the concepts of your shoes, like your outfits are so wow. Like that's what caught my attention to your profile.
Thank you.
And I was just like I love this. So for like the concepts for your shoots, is it like collaborative between the photographer, or is there a creative director, or is it like, oh, I want to wear this, can we shoot this? Like how does that work?
90% of the outfits and shoots that are on my page, I like style and thought of myself. I love clothes. I love fashion. That's something that like my mom and my grandma instilled in me at a very young age. Like my girlfriend just went back to El Paso this last time, and like she was even like, dang, your grandma knows how to dress. I was like, yes, she does. And always has. So that's something that they like taught us too. And especially being a Southern woman, like, you know, the necklaces and all this jewelry and looking cute and like all stuff like that. That's not like a New York thing. That's not a Cali thing. Like that's a Texas thing. Like big gaudy jewelry and stuff like that. So I feel like it's just in me, you know?
So like, you kind of like grew up on the fashion.
Yeah, I just like grew up in fashion, and like being creative has always been something that I've like loved to do too. Even if it's like not with fashion, like I love Halloween. I'll like decorate and like make my own decorations and stuff like that. Like I just like, I don't know, like creating, and it's just fun.
Do you like, what do you prefer? Like, do you like runway better, or do you like print? Like, which one's more fun?
That's a good question. Oh, okay, I feel like the best way, you're an actor, right? Do you do stage as well, or just?
I don't do no theater.
No theater?
No.
Dang. Okay, well, for all you theater girlies out there, I feel like the best way to explain it is like runway is like theater and print is like commercial TV. You know what I mean? Like, and theater is insane. Like it's go, 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 go. And so is like runway. It's go, go, go. You get your outfits or whatever, and 9 times out of 10, you're not in just one outfit. And it's like designer after designer after designer. You put one thing on, you like, you know, you're all run, rush backstage, change, walk back out, everything's fine, go backstage, change it. It's like, oh girl, it's a lot of work. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like it's some of the most fun like I've ever had. And it's the same thing with print too. Like print is a lot easier.
Print's a lot more like laid back. Runway's
so
more
laid
like
back. Like
adrenaline rush. Yeah.
Print, I just show up. I'll show up in some Crocs, some sweats, and I'm like, hey, what's up?
Right.
And they're like, oh yeah, just go to hair and makeup, and then after that go to wardrobe, and then oh, we got catering if you want some food. And it's always the best food. It's always the best food. So of course I'm gonna eat. Like,
right. So that's my favorite part. I just got here and they already have breakfast for us.
Exactly. And then you take your pictures, you go to the break room, eat some more, and then you leave. Like there's never any stress. It's super chill. It's so much fun. But I don't know. That's why I feel like I can't choose, because it's just like
you just love it all.
Yeah.
What about like, do you have a favorite project you did?
Favorite project? Like for runway or
for like runway, print, something that stood out to you the most?
Honestly, my first ever runway show was crazy. Yeah, my first one was probably like my best one.
Was your favorite one too?
Yeah, it was my favorite one, because it's like I did not know what I was getting myself into. Like I thought it was gonna be like the movies, you know, where everybody's like in their little dressing area and People are changing them, and it's so like, it's so cute. And then I got there and I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like, you go to hair, makeup, whatever. You can do your own hair and your own makeup. I do now. Like, I used to let them, but I like to do my own stuff now. But yeah, it's just like
your first.
insane.
What kind of runway was it?
It was a merge. I don't remember which one. Honestly, there's been so many. I don't remember which one it was. But shout out Sarah. Shout out Austin.
It was the first one you did though.
Yeah, it was like the first one I did. I think I have it pinned. I'm in like a blue dress. It was just so cool because I was so nervous. Like, I never done it before. I never even did modeling for real. I just auditioned and they were like, yeah, of course. And I was like, okay, like, I never done runway, but whatever, I'll just wing it. And then I was watching videos at home, like trying to practice and stuff. And then like, yeah, that first ever time, like, I walked out onto the stage and like immediately you just get blinded by lights. Like, you can't see no one at all. Like, you walk out and it's just lights. And it's like, holy shit. Like, and then you have to be focused because you're supposed to look like angelic, but I'm like over here like nervous, but yeah, it was just so much fun. And then after that, like, the designer I walked for right after, I was like, shit, I can do this. And then ever since then, it was like, so nothing,
I know you mentioned you went to acting classes. Did you ever take any kind of like modeling classes or runway class?
Yeah, I did with J3. I recommend every model, if you're like starting off, especially if you're a model of color, go and follow J3 Productions on Instagram, because he just cares so much. You know what I mean? Like, he just cares so much, especially about models of color. Like, he really wants to like push us and like, make us work hard. So I had found out about him through my friend Kayla. She was like, yeah, I'm with J3. He's helping me like with modeling classes and like networking and all the things. She's like, but you have to audition for him. So when I finally was able to audition for him, I went, auditioned, and then I made it. There was like so many people at that audition, like line around the building type. It was insane. And he only picked like 20 people. And so when I made it, I was like, okay, maybe I can start modeling.
Oh, okay. So he's the one that kind of helped you like get the ball rolling.
Of course, yeah.
And then so you took classes through him.
With him. And what he does is like with the classes, he prepares you for something called the Model and Talent Expo. So we had classes every Saturday. Sometimes like we would go on our own, like they would go on our own and practice and stuff. We'd have classes every Saturday, and it was like modeling, business, and acting classes. And they were like 4-hour classes. We'd just be there like modeling over and over and over again. Like, if he saw one wrong thing with your walk, he'd be like, stop, this is what you did wrong, turn around, do it again. Stop, turn around, do it again. Like, there's so many times where I'd be like, bro, I don't want to do this again.
So it was like
my feet hurt.
At that point, it was like embedded in your brain.
Yeah, now it's like my turns are crisp. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's cool getting to like work with somebody who was also in the industry. Like, he also modeled, so he knows what he's talking about when he's like teaching us these runway techniques. Like, he's not just talking out of his butt. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
What advice would you give to someone who is starting out in the modeling world?
I say never say no, unless, I mean, obviously if it's dangerous, like, don't hurt yourself. But, but if an opportunity comes your way, don't say no to it. I said yes to everything. Some things I very well should not have said yes to. There was some runway shows while my girlfriend was there, like, what is going on? Like, or some shoots where I'll be like, what did I get myself into? But I'll meet somebody, or I'll like connect with someone and they'll be connected to this person. Like, I did a video shoot a long time ago, and it was not the best video shoot ever, but there happened to be somebody who was like, she did like PR for this like really famous person in Dallas. And she was like, I really like your look. Like, what's your Instagram? And I followed her. She followed me back. And we're still mutuals to this day. Like, she's still giving me opportunities to this day. So even though like the whole shoot was weird, like, you still meet people. You know what I mean?
Right.
Especially if you're just getting into it, like, you need to do a lot of stuff.
But also, don't forget to play it safe always.
Don't hurt yourself. Please.
Okay, well, thank you, Gia, for coming on and sharing your story. I didn't realize like you had only been in the game for like, well, signed at least for like 2 years.
Yeah, it's only been 2 years.
Because your profile, your Instagram is like banging, so y'all go check that out.
Oh, thank you. Shout out to my girlfriend for real. She really did help like get my Instagram together. She's a photographer, AHW Productions on Instagram. But yeah, so it's like she saw, photographers see it from a different vision than us.
Yeah, because we're looking at something different than what they look at.
Yeah, so she's like, maybe post some more stuff with quality. And I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, thank you for having me.
Of course. YouTube fam, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and you can find On the Come Up podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We will see you guys in 2.